All right, March 1st, quick session recap here. It is Friday. Starting off with ES, we came into the session wanting to see, number one, how this mid-range reference point 5100 was going to be treated, with the primary watch being whether or not bulls could force the breakout up through that 5120, 5124 area. Now, as a reminder from Thursday's session, price opened up near that key daily pivot. When we zoom out, you can see the importance of that level. That was a prior breakout point. Generally speaking, prior breakout point is going to hold as support. That is exactly what we saw. Price pulls back Thursday morning, regular trading hours open to retest what was the near-term volume point of control. You can see that volume point of control has since shifted higher, but at the time it was right through here into that 50.75 area. Responsive buyers step in, price closes on the highs, right? So then the overnight session, we do have a blip above that prior day high, which was Thursday's high. Price rolls over, and we find a bid versus the prior day volume point of control. So prior day volume point of control holding as an area of support for that overnight session. Brings us into the regular trading hours open. Essentially, what we wanted to see was whether or not buyers were going to continue to defend this 5100 level mid-range reference point and then potentially test and trigger the daily time frame breakout. So you could see a couple of news events this morning, some data prints this morning, bringing in the volume, bringing in a bit of volatility early in the sesh, but ultimately 5100 holding. Main level of interest holding as support. Price trades up into the 5120, and then you get the daily breakout triggered right through here. So there was definitely an attempt by sellers to bring it back into the range, but responsive buyers just stepping in right there at 5120. And from there, trades up into our upside level of interest at 5150. So pretty nice action today following that daily time frame breakout, right? You get a nice trend day. Once you see that structure break to the upside, you just want to be looking for an acceptable long area. This 5120 was a great area to do that, or the prior all-time high, that 5124, kind of the last decent area to be establishing longs for the session if you're going to catch this move into the 5150. So the question now is, what are we looking at for Monday? Well, anytime we have kind of these outsized move, breakout play, trend day, anything like that, you can see the ATR today is 1.2. What we want to be expecting on Monday is a slower session, most likely an inside day. So what I'm going to be expecting for Monday, going to be looking primarily at how price trades versus that 5150. Buyers are now most interested in continuing to defend this prior all-time high at the 5124. So that's going to stay as a key reference point, that 5124, 5120 area. But yeah, generally speaking, following those trend days, right, we're going to see an inside day. We're going to see a much quieter session. So that's what we have to look forward to on Monday. Now jumping into NQ. The setup was a little bit different here on NQ. Let's take a look at the bigger picture structure here. So NQ, actually, if we look at last Friday, this is a failed breakout attempt. So that was a significant event on NQ. Blips higher above the prior all-time high, fails to trigger that daily breakout, and then you get kind of this trend lower. 4 to 5 session trend lower, marked by a series of lower highs. Thursday, same type of thing. You do have that news move versus a key area of support. Remember, what we're looking at here on NQ is a big gap below. And so buyers were most interested in continuing to defend this big gap. That area is going to be holding as support, or at least it's going to be acting as support. Buyers are going to be attempting to defend it. And that's, again, exactly what we saw on Wednesday as well as Thursday. So Thursday, gap higher, you get a retest down into that 17,900. Price closes on highs, right? Very similar to ES. So coming into today's sesh, we want to see, is there going to be a continuation following Thursday's change in character of this near-term downtrend? And then can they force the daily time frame breakout? The answer was yes. So pre-market action, you get that blip above into the 52-week highs. Price pulls back into that near-term volume point of control, right? Again, very, very similar to what we saw in ES. Get the move higher up above that 18,100. That was the main level of interest that we had on watch today, 18,100. Take a look at the intraday action. Really, really clean action today in NQ. So you get that initial opening drive move. Price pulls back into VWAP a couple of different times. Good long setups. Good long setups. Now, I had mentioned once price broke above this 18,150, remember that is the prior all-time high. Price needs to hold that 18,150 for the daily breakout to continue. Could see the pullback holds perfectly, 18,150, right? And that's one of the last decent areas that you have to get long before this trend move higher up into the 18,300 level of interest. I did not have a level beyond that. The 18,300 is based on a daily time frame Fibonacci extension. This was a daily time frame breakout, so we are looking at daily time frame Fibonacci extensions. Now, it did give a little bit of an upside there as far as what we're looking for on Monday. Very similar to ES, right? Most likely going to be expecting some type of inside day, a little bit of a slower session. Now, into the close, what you're going to see is that all of the volume from today's session is now up near the highs. So you want to be keeping an eye on this structure on Monday, this end of day, afternoon range, right? And especially the volume point of control. That's going to be an important reference point on Monday, at least for some intraday trades. Same thing on ES. Now, there's decent potential for a lot of late trapped longs here. Wouldn't be surprised to see, some type of retest of the prior all-time high before bouncing. So a couple of scenarios to keep in mind. Main watch on Monday is going to be how price trades versus today's high. The setup, of course, remains incredibly bullish. Nothing bearish about the current action. That's pretty much been the statement for the past 4 months, ever since that November low was made. This is a pretty clean trend higher. As far as individual names, there was just one in the scans, and that was AI. Inside day. Take a look at the inside day there. So Monday, looking for some strength up through 36. See how that one pans out. Did not trigger our idea today. That's about it. Hope everyone had a great day. Some phenomenal action today. Overall, it was a really good week, actually. If you have any questions about this week's action, about your own trading, anything at all, feel free to shoot me a DM in the Traders Think Tank. Otherwise, I'll see you guys Monday morning for the pre-market prep live stream. Have a great evening. Have a great weekend.